Break family, how's every single one of you today? Welcome to the NXT UK official review. What a great show we have. We had a lot of announcements, more crossover from NXT 2.0 with NXT UK. We got, you guys know that like the current tag team champions on NXT 2.0 are pretty deadly. So our boys, we actually been supporting them. So Jean Paul, this is the best product that WWE has right now. Like, how did this show did for you this time?
Yeah, this was a great episode. The one thing, we always say each and every week, they keep telling us, hey, this is going to happen in 2 weeks. This is what you're going to see next week. This is what you're going to see in 3 weeks. They keep hyping the show and building it up for us, so we tune in. But this week, the main thing was headlined, the 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, which ended in some kind of, kabuki-ish collusion. Nobody knows what it's messed up ending again. Exactly. Are we going to see the third match, or are we going to see something new? But we're going to talk about it, at the main event here of our review. But no, overall, great episode of NXT UK.
Thank you so very much to every single one of you that like tuning in, that like are giving us an opportunity to be part of your life, part of your day. Keep doing so. There's more content. We're never. Jean Paul promises he has ideas in the works. He's actually connecting those dots, and we're gonna have more and better content for every single one of you on my end. Also, like we promised, like a whole revolution also for you guys. But don't forget to support us in the other show that we do, and this is on Wednesdays as AEW Dynamite review. A lot of announcements. The Forbidden Door is open. Is going to be actually taking place on June 26th, and a lot of matches already. People are starting to speculate in Jean Paul. There's Kazuchika Okada against. They're saying that maybe like Adam Cole, Kenny Omega. They're saying maybe like a repetition of that, and also like Kenta. Or like Hideo Itami for the people that watch WWE wants the best in the world in CM Punk.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, go to sleep versus go to sleep. I mean, hey, a lot of good matches. Like I said, if you're a big fan of, the New Japan guys, this will be a dream match, because usually if you're a fan of New Japan, you're a fan of AEW, usually goes 1-1. But,
yes.
You're going to be, salivating. You're going to be going crazy for this. I'm looking forward to it in the sense where I think it'll be good. I think they'll be newsworthy, but I'm not saying, I need to see these. None of these matches to me pop out as dream matches, but for Dynamite, like we said, always it's the same thing. First hour of the show, great. CM Punk, Dustin Rhodes, MJF, all these good segments, and then after that, it kind of falls flat. So you want to hear our full thoughts? Go check out the review.
Check it out. We mentioned also like how Bret Hart is a CM Punk's hero, and if you see the match that like he did with Goldust in the Raw days, it's exactly the same match that he did with Dustin Rhodes. So, the same spots, the same moves, so all of that. Pay attention to that. So, Paul, let's talk about actually like the beginning of NXT UK. And this was like a match that like it was called the Back Alley Brawl. And that was like Sam Gradwell and Kenny Williams. This started out not even when the bell rang. Actually, before that, they started going at it. A pretty good match. And, the storyline keeps going on. But they added another element, which I really like. And, make me really happy. And, I think that, like, this is important. Who do you think this is, Paul? And, there's a masked man. But, like, I think you know who that is. And if not, I want to tell you who I think it is.
I mean, I think it's got to be Kenny Williams' partner. I forget the name,
yes.
It escapes me. What was his
Amir
name?
Jordan.
Amir Jordan, thank you. Yeah, I mean, he had a loser leave town. He was gone for a long time. I don't remember if it came out like if he needed surgery or if they just, hey, we're going to just keep you off TV for a little bit, go tour somewhere. I don't know if he was from India or where he was from. Maybe
Pakistan.
Pakistan. Maybe he went and wrestled over there. I don't know what the wrestling scene is over there, but maybe he just did something else. He came back. What better ghost than, to haunt Kenny Williams and his old tag team partner, which he pretty much ran out of the company. And if that's the reveal, which I'm sure it's going to be, then this is fine. But looking at it at the match, it kind of, I didn't like it. Well, there's 2 things I didn't like about this. I didn't mind that they did a match with the toys and beat each other up and everything like that. I think it called for it. The only thing I didn't like is that Sam Gradwell almost had to win with this mysterious figure distracting.
Like he couldn't do it on its own.
Yeah, it should have been he beat this guy, no distractions. Maybe he comes out after the match. After it's over, Kenny Williams is laying in the ring. He turns around and there's this masked guy. Oh my God, what's going on? And then the only other thing is, this is just a minor nitpick for me. I hate when guys fight for 5 minutes and the bell didn't even ring. The bell didn't even ring. As soon as they start hitting each other, ding, 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 the bell should ring.
Yes.
To me, that's the stupidest thing in wrestling. A lot of people do it, not just WWE, but I mean, this was good. He's going after Gradwell's leg and everything, the knee, but I mean, they beat the hell out of each other. It was good. And to me, it picked up more towards the end, kind of when,
Yes.
like, Kenny Williams took out his belt. He's like, I'm going to get you. Gradwell rolled out of the way. Nah, I'm going to get you. He started whipping him like a mule with the belt, to quote JR. And I mean, it was good. And Gradwell needed to win. Like I said, he's a guy who I think, the crowd, even though they don't have a big crowd, so that they're never that loud, but, they were cheering for him. They're like, yogurt, because he calls people a yogurt. So, they're cheering that and everything. And, I think you got to push this guy to hopefully at least to the Heritage Cup. At least give him, that opportunity. I'm not saying he should beat Noam Dar or whatever, but at least give him that match.
It needs to be. It needs to be. And like you said, this is for Kenny Williams what's going to happen, because see, like we see right there, the masked man is still chasing after him. He's going to become like an obsession. He's going to become just the guy that like doesn't want to let go. Is Amir Jordan. We just tell you right here on Robert, you guys can actually hear it. We'll give you like the air horn right there, because it's Amir Jordan. And this is good because it's going to be, two best friends out of spite, the feud. This is excellent. We're going to see it. And like you said, Sam Gradwell needs to go to the Heritage Cup just because he has the talent. He's a babyface. People chant for him. What's the best way to do that? Have the match with like Noam Dar. So Paul, tell me about this, because Symbiosis is still eyeing, with Walbor and also like now Mac Andrews. And they say that like, see right there is like the pretty much the leash, right? Is what we can see. And they says, hey, you came back. You thought that you were gonna beat us. Hey, no, it's not gonna happen. And now you even introduce another guy named Mark Andrews. It doesn't matter. We're gonna go in a tag team match. And look the intensity from Eddie Dennis. This is good. I like this. And finally, the guys, can they have that break that we've been asking for years? That's the question. Some people are laughing about it, as you guys can see. Some people are like gasping for it. I don't know. You tell me, Paul.
I mean, you can really book this one of two ways. It seems normally, I guess I really shouldn't say that because what we see in the main event, but a lot of times, the baby face goes over in the feud. That's just the way that, wrestling usually goes. So if they have this tag team match booked, I hope Symbiosis wins. I have a feeling they're going to introduce Flash Morgan Webster back into it. And then Eddie Dennis is going to be forced to wrestle. We're going to see 6-man. That's just the natural progression. I see this going because, the two of them with Wild Boar were friends in the beginning. Then Wild Boar turned on them, blah, blah, blah. So now you have the 3 versus 3. And that's how I think it's going to go. But hopefully Symbiosis gets the win in this tag match, because if not, it's just you win one, you lose one, or you lose one, lose, win, lose, win. Nobody gets over like that.
Exactly. No, nobody like was gonna like be like the main guys, and nobody's gonna be elevated. And that's what we need from all these tag teams, especially from all these guys, because really now they need more tag teams to go against the tag team champions, because we're gonna talk in the main event. But now, Paul, tell me a little bit about like Isla Dawn, another good promo by her, still witchy, still, like this girl that like has these powers, or at least thinks that she has powers. And she challenged Meiko Satomura in like a first and unique type of match for the NXT UK Women's Championship. It's going to be called the World of Darkness. And Meiko, of course, accepts, and this is going to happen in 2 weeks. This is interesting to see. I would love to see Isla winning the championship. Meiko has done a great job as champion, but I just want to see the girl just because of like the character. Everything that she represents is going to be cool, especially now they're actually coming with types of matches with her. So I'm all for it for a title switch here.
Out of all the dark and spooky characters, obviously Malachi Black and his crew, Isla Dawn, and I guess we could even say Edge. Edge is kind of, creepy right now too, a little bit. I mean, she pulls it off, I think, one of the best, because at least when she cuts a promo, if you actually listen to the words, it makes sense. When Edge, I don't want to say Edge is probably up there too. Malachi Black's, he makes no sense. It's like he picks random sentences from like 20 different books, puts it together, and that's his promo. She was pretty much saying, Meiko, you're the light in this women's division, but I'm the darkness. And what extinguishes the light? And she had a candle, lick the fingers, put out the candle. I'm going to extinguish it, and you're going to join me in the darkness, which led into the World of Darkness match. I hope it's not too gimmicky. I know they put a gimmicky name. It made me think of WCW, like Hogan when he had to do the whatever match in WCW. What was that?
With the Warrior.
Yeah, with all that bullshit and all this stuff. And it makes me think of those like gimmicky matches, but hopefully it's just maybe they have the lights dimmed when it's real dark. I mean,
hopefully it's not like you said, too gimmicky, because they already tried to do that. Also, remember with Blair Davenport when they have the Japanese street fight, and it was just a regular street fight, and just
and look what happened to that.
Exactly, and if you guys don't believe us, you guys can ask Blair Davenport about it. There you go. So it's gonna be a good match though, and again another
I'm looking
good
forward to it.
We're both looking forward. At least every single rival of Meiko Satomura has been elevated. to that like same balance, so like to the point that you can believe, hey, she can might have an opportunity. So that's what we want to see. So talking about Meiko Satomura, we're going to talk about Amelia McKenzie, and that's her apprentice. And we get to see she goes into a match with Stevie Turner. We've seen these matches before already. This is maybe Paul a little bit of like NXT UK is lacking, like the diversity of matches, because we've seen this before, and also the same winner. So Amelia McKenzie got the win. Stevie Turner is a good wrestler, but yet doesn't really have the big break that we've been waiting for. And for that reason, I would like to just see maybe better storytelling here. But like Amelia, at some point, I think she's going to be challenging to Meiko Satomura for that belt.
Yeah, she just needs, I think, she's kind of, I'll put her in the same category as A-Kid. And I'm not going to say she's as good a wrestler as A-Kid, but it's like the wrestling talent is there, but it's just the promo. Whenever she talks on the promo, you don't see that intensity, that fire. You think, oh, she's probably not too comfortable, speaking on camera or anything. But I mean, the match itself was good to me. Stevie Turner has more of a character, more of a personality.
Yes.
At least the personality comes off on screen. You either like her or you think she's annoying. You want to see her get beat up. There's at least something. With Amelia McKenzie she's a good wrestler, but that's as far as it goes.
It's a line. It's just flat.
But I mean, I like the suplexes. I like this stuff. And speaking about WCW, she hit the big spear, and she even, covered the leg with her leg, like how Goldberg would do the pin, and then he would go over top of the leg with his leg. She did that. So maybe, Goldberg fan, hey, spear is the finish. So, she hits that. It looks good, and, 1, 2, 3. And, with maybe pushing her, and, we see this darkness match in 2 weeks. Maybe there will be a title switch or something. It's hard to say, but I think is she going to be a good, credible first opponent? And I think whoever does win the belt, I almost think you need to do her. Either she's going to defend the honor of her trainer, or she's going to maybe turn and say, no, I want my shot.
I think so. Yeah. I think the next storyline is Amelia McKenzie. Whether, like you said, she's going against Meiko or fighting for Meiko. So this is going to be good. And, for that, this gets the air horn. Like, I like this. Tell me a little bit about now, switching gears to something new. NXT 2.0, the crossovers. So far, they've been good. So far. Now, I think it's just like, hey, we don't have anything for you guys to do in the US. Let's send you to the UK so you guys can actually get more experience. And, hey, at least give them something to do. We got to see Lash right here. Lash, I don't know if
Lash Legend.
Last Legend. We got to see Ivy Neal. We got to see Von Wagner. And the other guy, it seems to me like he's like just like carrying their luggage, but he's actually a wrestler. I'm sorry.
I've never heard of that guy. And I was thinking, I was like, where is Odyssey Jones? We haven't seen him in a while.
I know that one, Paul, legit injured. Legit.
Okay, I was going to say, we haven't seen
angle,
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while. And with these, I'm like, okay, Lash Legend, at least she's big. I'm not saying, like she's tall, real like muscular, not like a stick or anything. So, you see her in the ring with some of these people, especially maybe like her and Amel, some maybe Ginny, Lash Legend, so, okay, I'm thinking some interesting matchups here. Ivy Niles, you can put her some of the smaller opponents, the Zaya Brooksides, even the Stevie Turners, Amelia McKenzie's. But the one feud we do know here, we see, Mr. Caveman himself versus the other caveman, who's the battle of the cavemen, Von Wagner and Saxon Huxley. So, and obviously, I mean, the one thing that, just to point out, I wish they would have actually real fans there, but maybe no real fans gave a shit about them. It's clearly all gimmick fans. He rips up the autograph. It's like, really, dude? Like, remember when WWE used to show real hundreds of actual fans wanting to get autographs?
Yes.
And then it wasn't just planted, fake fans, but, it was what it was.
Those days are long gone.
And like you said, the one thing that I want to see, you want to give me any crossover, Roderick Strong was great. That was a, great thing. Pretty deadly over on NXT 2.0, A-Kid, all that stuff. Until you give me Braun Breaker versus Dragunov, anything else is just an appetizer.
Yeah, no, it is like you said. Maybe bring Jordan Devlin back, but like they don't have the Cruiserweight Championship anymore. So like maybe
do champ versus champ. I mean, if you're gonna if Dragunov is gonna lose to anybody on that show, NXT 2.0, I'd want it to be Braun Breaker, because at least he's the most credible guy. But I'd love to see champ versus champ.
Oh yeah, no, it will be a good idea. I will think that I will enjoy that. Also like we're gonna talk about really quick about Alexandria. And also like Zaya Brookside, because there were, she had a debut match, she won, so there's excitement. And Zaya Brookside said the next week she's gonna be the one fighting Angel Hayes. So I mean, Zaya, hey, at least there's a character there. Finally heel, but see, there's a little bit of the smile, but is more believable now. and I see a little bit more future when it's Nia Brooks because she has a bodyguard, so to say, or like somebody that's gonna take care of like the business for Nia Brooks. What do you think of it?
Hey, yeah, she's definitely has charisma and has like she's fine on the camera. You know what I mean? She can be annoying. She the longest time she was that underdog baby face. Now she's that annoying spoiled brat heel. And I like how Alexandria or whatever her name was. She was just like, oh yeah, I bashed or I battered what's her name last week, and she's like, yeah, and
Angel Hayes.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm gonna batter her next week too. Did I say that right? Like it's like she doesn't even know like how to fight and all this stuff. She has this character and this personality. So I mean, this is a good thing for her, but hopefully they push them because you need to start pushing these people.
Yeah, they need to they need more like storylines when it comes to that. We don't know what happened.
And the one thing about NXT UK that I do like is like you do see a lot of times that these people that they want to get over, they'll bring on just these enhancement talents. Like, oh, here's Danny Jones or here's somebody, and
exactly,
and they'll get they'll get a quick 2-3 minute win, which you don't see on any other show. You don't see that on Raw. You don't see that on SmackDown.
You don't see that on AEW because you remember what happened with Keith Lee. We mentioned that about the whole time and how bad like even like Private Party make him look. And now everybody's criticizing how Keith Lee's been booked. Everybody the first week, oh legit, he's gonna be the the limitless one, all of that. 4 or 5 weeks in, Isaiah Swerve Scott. There you go. Something that we just found out is just that like Ilya Dragunov on the 20th 200 episode, 200 episode of NXT UK is going to be defending the NXT UK Championship against Jordan Devlin. That's in 3 weeks. This rivalry, like you said, there's maybe one more layer to it, and it's interesting to see because they had good matches. There's chemistry. There's a lot of like storytelling from these two. So I'm looking forward to see it, but that's in 3 weeks. But next week, we're going to actually see the contract signing. So Paul, your thoughts on this? Because we actually aim at this. We said, if there's somebody up to Roderick Strong, it needs to be Jordan Devlin one more time.
Yeah, and I mean, he called his shot, and he said pretty much like, who's better than him? I mean, you look at it, okay, the Coffey brothers, we didn't see them this week, but they're feuding with each other. Noam Dar is a champ. Tyler Bate, spoiler, he's still the champ. They're still doing their thing. So, I mean, who really is there? There isn't really anybody else who's that top-tier competitor. And to be honest, I mean, we praised their match that they had before. And they even just the highlights they were showing, I thought, my God, I need to watch this match again.
Yes,
it's so good.
There's a lot of chemistry. Two good guys to know what they're doing.
And we don't see too many great matches anymore. Besides the CM Punk match here or there, and stuff like that. We really don't see too much good stuff. And I mean, I'm looking forward to this. I think the contract signing is going to do a lot to get you excited. And I like how there's a week in between.
Yes.
Do the contract so then it builds. It's not like, oh, it's right next week, so then you
exactly. There's going to be in that build. There's going to be probably 2 promos going against the other, and especially with this the repercussions of what happened in the contract signing.
Yeah, or like a big video. WWE, even in NXT UK, they always do great video packages.
There's still a little bit of budget for us to do.
Yeah,
exactly. So let's go now to the main event, Paul. Moustache Mountain going against, of course, Oliver Carter and also like Ashton Smith. 2 out of 3 falls. The match was really good up to like the last fall because, again, I was thinking that Carter and Smith were going to steal those titles, but for some reason, NXT UK are clinging, are just, they don't want to let go of the idea of Moustache Mountain as champs, but let's hear it from you. Are you surprised, upset about this situation? Because for me, I was hoping for the title switch, but I mean, I'm not as upset. I'm just like, maybe a missed opportunity here.
Yeah, and I mean, I really think with the way that it ended and Tyler Bates' reaction, I don't know if there'll be a third match. I almost feel like this is the end of the feud, at least for now. Or maybe, these guys won't beat Moustache Mountain for the belts. Maybe they'll have to beat somebody else or something. But no, I mean, the match was really good. Oliver Smith and Ashton Carter, Oliver Carter, Ashton Smith, fantastic. Every time we see them, I mean, these guys are so great. They have chemistry, and especially they have chemistry, I think, with Moustache Mountain. They wrestled, each other how many times now. The first fall going to, I mean, I guess I would say the baby faces, the challengers. The first fall going to them was good. He picked them up. He did like a big, almost like flipped him, like, flipped his own partner, like it to like.
And then like a moonsault.
Yeah, and then I love how like Smith goes like, "Oh, I'm gonna go out," and then Smith, he's like, "You're the legal guy." He's like, "Oh shit!" So he
man, it's just like get the fall for us.
Get 1, 2, 3. And I mean, this was good. And of course, you knew the second fall was going to Mustache Mountain because obviously they're not going to, beat him 2-0. You're not going to see nothing like that. But, then like you said, the final fall, I mean, it was really setting it up and just kicking out of everything. There was the Emerald Flosion that Trent Seven hits. They kicked out of that. And I love, Tyler Bate hits a big finish, but then Smith comes in, or excuse me, Carter comes in. He jumps off Trent Seven's back and breaks the pin. Then another one, I think before that, Smith had the pin, and then Tyler Bate jumps from the turnbuckle corner to break. I mean, so they were flying all over.
You can tell they care about it. You know?
This is a match where, if you didn't see it, go back and watch it. We ain't doing it justice here, but we could talk about it all day. But I mean, like you said, the final pin. It was almost Tyler Bate was on the apron. Trent Seven gets sent into him. Boom, knocks him off the apron, knocks him down. They go to roll up Trent Seven, but he kicks out. And then it's like a role reverse because then you see Oliver Carter. He's on the apron. Smith gets sent into him. Or no, excuse me. It was Carter. He gets sent into Smith, knocks Smith off the apron, and then Trent Seven rolls him up, but he's successful because like you see here in the picture, he puts his feet on the second rope. And even you have Tyler Bate going, "What are you doing? Don't be bullshit," because he's 100% babyface. There's no.
See, for example, right here is a show that he's upset. He's not happy the way that they want.
He even kicked the second rope, and then the ref's looking. He's like, he kicked the rope. He's like, "Oh, why you do it?" And then he's like, "Oh no, it's fine. Whatever." But you still see he's upset. They show the challengers. You see them looking on, standing on the ramp. They look disappointed. And I mean, I don't know if you can cry wolf twice. I don't know if you can say, "Oh, he used the ropes again." What are you going to do? Have a match with no ropes? I mean, I don't really know what
will be the next feed next match for them.
I think they got to just keep winning, and you got to just, I think they're almost just going to keep winning, keep doing stuff where you build more heat for Trent Seven. Because let's say they would have lost today. Do you do the feud right away? To me, it don't even feel that it is built that much.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, okay, yeah, I understand it, and we understand it because we understand, the wrestling mindset and feuds and stuff. But if you just look at what you see, it's like, well, they only really had one major.
There's not enough of a story to pick up.
Yeah, really, you're gonna, it's like, so I mean, that's why, if you're looking at just the wrestling fan in me, I would have loved to see the title switch because I'm a big fan of these baby faces. But I understand why you kept it on these guys because it's going to tell the eventual better story.
Oh, yeah, no, it's true. I mean, the better story is going to be these guys feuding with each other. Trent Seven, like you said, I don't know what happened with the Trent Seven that we saw fighting for the Cruiserweight Championship. You can see a little of the God coming out. It's fine. But, I feel that, like you said, they need more layers to it. It's like you see that Tyler Bate every single week. He's more upset. He's more frustrated. And he's losing all that trust and all their respect. And that's the big word because, that's why that respect is going to go and make him go fight his friend. Because you're not the same guy that I
have the story there too. He could say that and he could say, well, listen here, you ungrateful little shit. Who trained you? It was me. I got you into this business. I taught you everything. Then you have another student versus master feud,
you can actually have it. Yeah. People want to see it. Exactly. We want to see it. So it's going to be good. And in the end, the tag champs are still champs. A good match. And we'll see what happens next. Who's going to be? Maybe the Grill Jump Veterans. Maybe they change their name in NXT 2.0 again. Well, I don't remember what the name is, but maybe they should go back to the UK. They have better opportunities there. They're more respected there. Here in the United States, they were never able to win that big match. They had a lot of opportunities. Now they're for a complete afterthought. It will be better for them to just go back to the UK, find a different home in NXT UK. But aside of that, great show, and looking forward to championship matches that we're going to see in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. There's a lot of stuff going on. Maybe like you said, next week is going to be an off week, just because they need to gear it up for what's going to be.
Yeah, I think next week probably the big headlining thing is that contract signing. And everything else.
With Ilya Dragunov and also Jordan Devlin. But family, we'll see you then. And, thank you so very much for being with us. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And where else can they find us, Paul?
And then, guys, make sure you follow us on all of our social media. Rope Break on Facebook, OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok. And, of course, right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
And you and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is...